Hello there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So we'll get to Ireland and Iceland and Norway, don't you worry. We're not going to do the UK today, I'm going to do a separate video on that, as well as the Netherlands, but we will look at Luxembourg and Belgium today. I did Germany in the last video. Switzerland, Austria, Liechtenstein and Slovenia will happen today. But we'll start on this page where we left off in the first video with Moldova, Hungary and Croatia. Look for the first video to look at those other countries that we did before, like Romania for example. Okay, so Moldova's today. Let's start off. I hope you enjoyed this video. It should be really relaxing, informative, interesting, and yeah, drop a comment and do all those things. Okay. Moldova, adopted in 1990, ratio 1:2, national and civil, 3 vertical bands in blue, yellow and red, with the arms of Moldova in the centre. Very cool. I'm a Taurus, so I approve of the bull in the middle. Oh, excuse me, the aurochs head was an auroch. Star, rose and crescent are traditional symbols of the country. A golden eagle holds a Christian cross in its beak and an olive branch of peace in one claw. Moldova has the same flag colours as Romania because of the country's historical links. Moldova was a medieval kingdom and latter part of Romania, then the old Soviet Union. Its flag is one of the few in the world that looks different on the back. The arms design in the centre is a mirror image of the front. So the eagle is holding the olive branch in the opposite claw. Interesting. Oh, hello, here we go. The aurochs, seen on the country's arms, were huge wild cattle that died out in the 1600s. They would once have roamed across Europe and Asia. Oh, that's why I didn't know. It's a shame. Okay, Hungary. Adopted in 1957. Hungary is here, in case you don't know. There's Italy, for context. There's Hungary. National Civil, 3 horizontal bands in red, white and green. White represents faith and freedom and also the country's rivers. Red is for strength, bravery and bloodshed in battle. Green symbolises hope and the country's mountains and pasture lands. So it was first adopted in 1957, but dates back centuries. The colours are connected to the medieval monarchs who founded the country and were first features on Hungary's coat of arms. A red flag was adopted by Commander Arpad. I actually have a friend called Arpad in the 9th century. He is Hungarian for context. Okay, Croatia. Adopted in 1990, a relatively still quite young country. Red, white and blue horizontal bands with a checkered coat of arms in the centre. Okay, lots going on here. Red, white and blue are traditional colours used in Croatian coats of arms. They're also pan-Slavic colours. The colours were used by independence forces fighting against Hungarian rule in the 1800s. They were inspired by the flag of Russia. The colours have also been described as representing the blood of Croatian fighters, red, peace, which is in white, and the devotion to God in blue. The crown of 5 small shields sits on the main coat of arms. They represent different regions and historical ties of Croatia. The famous red and white checks, very cool football, soccer shirts, derive from colours used by different regions in medieval times. Oh, it says here, the star and crescent is Old Croatia, blue and red stripes is Dubrovnik, Croatia is definitely one of the best football kits. If you like soccer, if you like footballing, look at my football ASMR channel. Okay, staying in that neck of the woods, nearer still to Italy is Slovenia. Adopted in 1991, horizontal bands of white, blue and red, with a coat of arms. In the top left is a beautiful mountainous starry sky. 3 gold stars come from the coat of arms of the Chelier family, who were hugely influential in the medieval era. The coat of arms shows Slovenia's mountains and ocean coast. Slovenia's flag was created in 1991 when Yugoslavia was dissolved and Slovenia became independent. However, its design illustrates various aspects of the country's past. Red, white and blue were used on different coats of arms through history and were chosen by independence groups during the 1800s, who were inspired by the flag of their Russian allies. And just to, because it is a very mountainous country part, the coat of arms shows Mount Triglav, Slovenia's highest peak. Talking about high peaks, let's look at Austria. Adopted in 1945, a horizontal white band between 2 horizontal red bands. The red colour represents the blood spilled in a medieval battle. The colour white represents the part of a duke's surcoat not covered in blood during battle. Once ruled by the Habsburg royal dynasty and part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, Austria became a republic after the First World War. At that time, the red and white flag was adopted. It is said to represent the blood-splattered clothes of a medieval Austrian ruler. When the country was taken over by Germany during the Second World War, the Nazi flag was used, but after the war ended in 1945, the old flag was re-adopted. Okay, on to one of our micronations. So small it doesn't actually show up as between Switzerland and Austria, both geographically and in the sense of this book. Okay, Liechtenstein, horizontal blue and red bands with a crown symbol top left, adopted in 1937. The crown represents Liechtenstein's monarch and the unity of the people. The colours of the flag originated in the 1700s. They were used for royal livery, clothing worn by royal servants. The 6th smallest nation in the world, Liechtenstein, is a mountainous principality, a territory ruled by a prince. Between Austria and Switzerland, the princes of Liechtenstein chose red and blue for their flag in the 1800s, based on royal livery colours. But at the 1936 Olympics, confusion occurred because Liechtenstein's flag was the same as Haiti's. Oh yes. So the crown was added. Blue is said to represent the skies, red the fireplace, and gold the people. And then Switzerland, 1889, the flag was adopted. It's actually a ratio of 1:1, which means it is not a rectangle, but indeed a square. A square flag with a white cross on a red background. The red background comes from the Christian symbols used in medieval times. The cross represents the Christian faith. Switzerland is a nation of 26 federal states called cantons, which have their own flags. They unified and became a country in 1848. The current flag design comes from one of the original cantons, Schwyz. At first, it was used as a war flag by the Holy Roman Empire, but now the Swiss flag is said to represent neutrality or peace. It is also one of only 2 countries that have a square flag with the Vatican City. At the 1864 Geneva Convention, a red cross on a white background was declared as a protection symbol to be worn by medical personnel during wartime. That was the inverse of this flag, I see. Its selection was said to have been influenced by the fact that the convention was held in Switzerland. Okay, I think you've already seen it because this video did really well, but if you haven't seen Germany, France and Spain, I did them in one video, so check that out. I'm going to do the Netherlands in the next video with Russia and the UK because there's a lot to talk about. So we'll do that next time, so I'm skipping Netherlands today, sorry. Or as you say in Dutch, sorry. Okay, let's go to Luxembourg. Adopted in 1972, 3 horizontal stripes in red, white and blue. The colours of the flag come from the coat of arms of the Grand Duke of Luxembourg, used since the 1200s. The civil ensign of Luxembourg, known as the Rode Leeuw, has a crowned lion, literally the red lion, isn't it? The crowned lion on a blue and white striped background is sometimes used at events in addition to the national flag. Luxembourg is the last country in the world to be ruled by a duke. Henri Albert Gabriel Félix Marie Guillaume. Short and sweet. Its origins go back to 963, when the first count traded lands for a castle called Lucien Berhouk. The country's red, white and blue flag has been used since 1845, but was not adopted officially until 1972. It is similar to the flag of the Netherlands, but the blue stripe is a lighter shade and the flag proportions are slightly different. You can see them side by side to contrast. Okay, Belgium. Adopted in 1831, 3 vertical bands of black, gold and red. The coat of arms of Brabant dates back to medieval times. In addition to inspiring the colours of the Belgian flag, it appears at the centre of the Belgian coat of arms. The design is inspired by the ideas of freedom symbolised by the French tricolore. The flag colours come from the coat of arms of Brabant, a region where rebels rose against the rule of Austria in the late 1700s. Originally, Belgium's flag had horizontal stripes, but it was changed to make it different from the flag of the Netherlands, the country that Belgium gained independence from in 1830. The golden line with a red tongue from the Brabant coat of arms also featured on the unofficial flag of Benelux, the economic union of Belgium, the Netherlands and Luxembourg. Okay, so skipping over Netherlands, sorry. Also skipping over the UK. My beautiful Wales, we'll come back to you next time. Era. Okay, Ireland, pictured here. Adopted in 1937. 3 vertical bands in green, white and orange. I've said it a million times, but if you put the orange there, it becomes Ivory Coast. Green symbolises the Catholic Christian religion. White stands for the union between Catholics and Protestants. Orange represents the Protestant Christian religion. And it's got a beautiful picture of Ireland at the bottom. Oh my god, how gorgeous. Ireland is often called the Emerald Isle because of its green landscape. The colour green on its flag is on its flag and is worn by its national sports people. The modern nation was confirmed in 1949 when Ireland was formally declared a republic. The flag is based on one used by the 19th century nationalists who fought for independence, and it was inspired by the French tricolore. The colours are similar to the Côte d'Ivoire flag, but in reverse order. It is also similar to the Italian flag, but has orange in place of Italy's red. Okay, Iceland. Very cool flag. Adopted in 1915, a Nordic cross in red with a white border on a blue background. Iceland is out in the sea, of course. Blue traditional colours worn by Icelanders. Blue and white also reference the island's coat of arms. The Nordic cross represents unity with Scandinavia. I'm guessing the Nordic cross is a cross which is slightly off-centre, because they all have it, don't they? Curiously, to say actually, the Nordic cross. The Nordic cross appears on Scandinavian flags. The vertical line of the cross isn't in the centre of the flag, it's nearer the flagpole. It was designed in 1748 to use on Danish ships. Iceland was first settled by Scandinavian Vikings, and its ties with Scandinavia are shown on the flag. Iceland was once ruled by Denmark, and so its flag is inspired by the Danish flag design. When Iceland became a republic in 1944, the blue of the flag, which represents the Atlantic Ocean that surrounds the island, was made darker. Iceland is volcanically active, isn't it just, with geysers, lava fields and erupting volcanoes, symbolised by the red on the flag. The remaining colour white is for its icy landscape. Makes perfect sense. Okay, Norway. Norway, a very long country. Next to Sweden. 1821, it was adopted a blue Nordic cross, or with a white outline and a background of red. The Nordic cross symbolises Christianity. The colours of the flag were inspired by the French and US flags. Norway was once ruled by Denmark, similar to Iceland, then by Sweden. The country finally became independent in 1905. The red, white and blue of its flag were inspired by the ideas of liberty associated with the flags of France and the USA. The colours represented its desire to be independent from Sweden, but that's not the only link to the flags of other countries. It is known as the mother of flags, because you can find many of the flags in it. This was really cool. So here is the Indonesian flag. Here is the Finnish flag. Here is the flag of Poland. There is the flag of the Netherlands. There is the flag of Thailand. And lastly, here is the flag of France. Very cool. Nice little factoid down here. It says, Norway is the world's most successful Winter Olympics nation. Which is crazy when you think about the fact that there's like 5 million people living there. Okay, continue with the Scandinavian theme then. Denmark. Now Denmark's flag is really old. Adopted in 1625, a white Nordic cross on a red background. The Nordic cross represents Christianity, the red, the blood of Christ. Denmark is of course here, next to Germany, just below Norway and Sweden. Denmark's flag is one of the oldest in the world. It is the Guinness World Record holder for oldest continuously used national flag. The flag is known as the Dannebrog, which means the Danish cloth. Its design is linked to an unusual legend. It's said to have come from heaven by a miracle, although some think it may have been granted to the country by the Catholic Pope. King Valdemar II is said to have seen the Danish flag fall from the sky. Danish territories. So obviously Denmark is quite small. It also owns the Faroe Islands, but also, curiously, Greenland, which we'll be covering when we get to North America, if it actually is on there. Probably won't be actually. Greenland, horizontal bands of white with red, and a red-white disc in the centre represents the ice and snow. Red is for the ocean and the sun. Faroe Islands, a Nordic cross in red outlined with blue and a white background. The white represents the sky and sea. This flag is known as Merkid, which means the banner. That's a nice picture of Greenland there. Greenland is famed for its colourful houses. Let's go to Slovenia. And then we'll finish with Finland, I think. What we got on the next page? Semaphore flags. Oh, right, okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we got plenty for next time. Okay. Sweden adopted in 1906 a yellow Nordic cross on a blue background. Blue and yellow come from a medieval coat of arms. The Nordic cross echoes the flag of Denmark, reflecting the historical ties between the countries. Even though the Swedish flag was not officially adopted until the 20th century, its colours can be traced back to the 14th century. They feature on the coat of arms of the Folkung dynasty, rulers in the area. During medieval times, the country's modern flag was officially adopted when it became a separate nation from Norway. So this is the union mark of Norway and Sweden, combining the colours of both the Norwegian and Swedish flags. The union mark, 1844 to 1905, symbolised the union between the countries. They shared a monarch and a currency for that period. Gotta say, it's a little bit of a mess, isn't it? Okay, last but not least, Finland. Curious. So I guess it kind of a Nordic flag, although it's not a Scandinavian country. Okay, 1918, there's Finland, next to Russia. A blue Nordic cross on a white background. White represents the snows of Finland. Blue represents the country's skies and lakes. The colours are also traditional to Finnish local flags. So it says Finland adopted its current flag after it became independent from Russia in 1917. But the colours were described by a poet in 1870 as the blue of our lakes and the white snow of our winters. The flag's Nordic cross represents its links with the rest of Scandinavia. Okay, and the last factoid is about the Åland Islands, which are located here between Finland and Sweden. The Finnish Åland Islands are an autonomous territory in the Baltic Sea. They have their own flag. A red Nordic cross with a gold outline on a blue background. Very cool. And they are Swedish-speaking territory, autonomous territory of Finland. Okay, I really hope you enjoyed the book. I'm going to save the page. So we got 2 more videos on Europe to go. One is on Russia, UK and the Netherlands. And then the other is going to be a video finishing off with all the nations we haven't looked at so far, such as Armenia, Azerbaijan, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Belarus, for example, Cyprus, Turkey, Ukraine, Poland, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Georgia, and then we'll be on to Asia. Wow. Okay, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, do me a massive favour, please, and click like. It'll help YouTube to spread this video to a wider audience, which is doing me a personal massive favour. Thank you so much. Also, if you're new to the channel and you really enjoyed it, click here to subscribe. Some other similar videos will be showing up on the screen in a second. Click one of those next and write me a comment. Okay, thank you so much.